So I just wanted to quickly show you, well, how you refill our surface spray at home. It's so simple. We do these refills, which you can get on subscription, which makes life even easier. They come through your door in a little envelope. You just take the lid off, fill your bottle up to about, it doesn't need to be filtered water obviously, there was still a tiny bit left in the bottom here actually, so it's a little bit bubbly to maybe there. Take the refill, pour it in. So this is just the concentrated formula of the surface spray. Put spray back on, then shake it, and you have a surface spray again. So you can see the bubbles, they'll settle, and it's literally a brand new product. I just wanted to show you guys because this is our best seller, so if anyone's interested, I just thought it might be interesting to show you how you refill them. Lovely weather to be visiting Soho Farmhouse. We've just arrived in the Cotswolds. We're pulling up to Soho Farmhouse in the worst weather imaginable. We're not very lucky when we come to the Cotswolds, are we, Sab?
No, never.
So it's accidentally become a bit of a tradition that we come to Farmhouse in mid-January. We didn't come last year, but for the last 3 years, probably before that, we did. Because today is actually Blue Monday and the weather is giving Blue Monday, but we're going to make sure that it isn't. So thought we'd bring you along with us. So this is our room. These are the little piglets, because I guess they look like a little piggy hut. I thought I'd get a little video of it before we mess it all up, which is probably going to happen in about 5 seconds. But this is the world's comfiest bed. I took a lot of inspo actually for our tiles from this place. I loved this shower so much, and I thought about these terracotta tiles, but that's why I did the terracotta floor instead, because I just thought they were maybe a bit dark for a whole bathroom. But Has a little feature shower, they're very nice. I know it is weirdly hot. But yeah, they're pretty small. They're the smallest room you can get at Farmhouse, but like most reasonably priced. And what more could you need? So as I mentioned, we're down in the Cotswolds for the first time since we got married, and it is nice to be back. The weather is absolutely terrible though. We've come to Soho Farmhouse today. We've been here for the day. We went to have some treatments in the cow shed, had a bit of lunch. I actually had a facial at the face gym, which I've been wanting to try for ages, and I decided to just go for that because basically Seb had some credits to use on his membership account and mine is paused, so I went for the like best value for money facial, and it happened to be the face gym one. And I thought I've wanted to try it for ages anyway. I'll see what the hype is about. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend, to be honest. Like, it's okay, but I feel like for the money, it's just a face massage, which some people might like, but the results weren't amazing, to be honest. Anyway, we're about to go to Pear for dinner, which is the Japanese restaurant at Soho Farmhouse. And we haven't been here for actually about 18 months, and it's changed quite a lot, which is quite nice, because we used to come all the time, because we used to have under 27 membership, so everything was half price, and it used to just be so good. Basically, you could use it off everything. You'd get 50% off basically everything, and you could, like, even the deli, if you went and got bits before you went home, like groceries, it would all come off it, and I feel like they didn't police how good it was. You could like bring all your friends, all get a discount. Anyway, they've really like clamped down on it now, I would say. It used to be all day Sunday, all day Monday. Now it's like starts at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and you can only get it off certain things, and other things are 25% and blah, blah, blah. So I think we really did have the best years of the Soho House discounts for under 27s. And obviously we're not under 27 years old anymore, but you get it until you're 30 for the membership, and then your membership goes up to full price. And then you get the discounts on everything until your 31st birthday. So we booked this as a little mid-January. We booked it back at the start of December as a little mid-January, just like weekend away. And I'm so glad we did, because January is quite depressing, isn't it? So it's always nice to have a little something booked in the middle of January, I would say. And we've only got until October to continue getting those discounts that I mentioned, so we need to make the most of it. But yeah, we didn't come for ages because I think we overdid it a little bit, but being back, it's made me realise I do really love it here. I think you just have to like know what you're coming for. I wouldn't say it's like 5-star luxury, but it is a really nice place to relax. You can like chill, do whatever you want, walk around. It's just very casual, low-key. You don't need to be dressed up. You can wear whatever. You can turn up to dinner in Ugg boots and a tracksuit if you want to. Like, it is very chill and very quiet. Obviously you're on a farm. The food is good. The pool is really nice. I think I got some clips of that earlier. But yeah, it's just a nice place to come, and obviously it's only a couple of hours drive for us, and we love the Cotswolds in general. So I think tomorrow we're going to go to RH England, which is at Aynhoe House. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I've been wanting to go there for absolutely ages, and it happens to be on the way home, so I've convinced Seb to check that out tomorrow, and I think there'll be a lot of Pear Cottage inspo there as well. So we're going to do that tomorrow on the way home, and then when we get back, I think I'm going to go through everything we've got planned this year, like I mentioned in the last video, and all the things we want to do this year. And then hopefully it might be time for the new front door to be installed too. Who knows? Seb's not giving relaxing weekend away vibes, because he's just been working for the last 2 hours, so I'm just over here amusing myself. One other thing I actually forgot to mention was Soho houses always have everything you need in the room. So we packed in about 3 seconds yesterday, because that's one thing I really love about it. You don't have to think about what you're packing before you come, because there's hair straighteners here, there's a hairdryer, there's like slippers, robes, deodorant, toothbrush, mouthwash, like all the, and it's all nice quality, like good products, different things, all the obviously shampoo and conditioner and stuff. There's even like face serum that you can take home with you, cleanser, like literally everything you could possibly imagine is in the room. So you just don't have to think about anything at all. You could book it on your way here without even having a bag packed and you would be absolutely fine. So that's another thing that we like. So you can take all of this home with you. Deodorant, toothpaste, eye cream, aftershave cream, serum, and all the stuff's actually really good, to be fair. And then again, like everything you could possibly imagine that you would need. Phone chargers for all types of things, a USB, mini USB, micro USB, all of that. All the good stuff. So yeah, it's like a little home from home. The mini bar is next level too, but I mean obviously that you get charged for that. But this is the same in all Soho houses, not just this one, but it's nice being in the countryside. And of course the Cotswolds especially. Hands up who forgot to pack an outfit for dinner. Woo. Host face gym, looking exactly the same. Just back to what I was saying before, you have adapters, chargers, hairdryer, straighteners, steamers, you can do your laundry. You have the nice robes, the same ones as the ones we have at home, then all the stuff I showed you here, which you can take with you as well. So yeah, it is like a home from home, and that is, I think, what always keeps us coming back. But yeah, we've had an absolutely gorgeous stay. I just did a yoga class. Seb ran on the treadmill. We're just getting our stuff together now. I'm going to dry my hair quickly and then we're going to check out. They'll come and get our stuff and take it to the car. Again, that's nice because it's quite a big place, so you don't have to walk around with your luggage and stuff. Grab a sandwich on the way out, and then by the time we get to the car, hopefully our stuff will be in it ready for us. And then I think we're going to head over to Aynhoe House, like I said yesterday, for a little mooch. And I want to look at RH England. I've seen loads of pictures of it and never actually been, even though it's on the way home. So that's the plan. But we've had an absolutely lovely couple of days. So I'm just out in the garden. prepping to finish the fence. Well, I was, but then as you can see, my extension lead only goes to here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to order a wireless nail gun. But I just noticed loads of the flowers have started coming up. I think they're all daffodils that were there anyway. We have so many daffodils down here, but I also planted lots of other things. I think maybe some of these might be some of the tulips that I planted. I'm not 100% sure. They do look like daffodils though, but I feel like they do look similar. Then they might be the daffodils that were here, but then all of these look like they could potentially be some of the ones that I planted. I did loads and loads of flowers all along the bottom of the hedge and around all the bottom of the trees, so God, it's going to be so exciting in spring to see what shoots up. I can't remember what I did now. I've done all sorts of different wildflowers, tulips. There was loads of daffodils anyway. I didn't do those. And then obviously we've got the raised bed full of different parrot tulips and fairy tulips here. And then around the two trees down the garden, I've got the alliums that I planted. So that's my flower bed. Yesterday I just basically just went through and pulled everything up. There was all sorts of random old broccoli and stuff. So I got all that out. These leeks look okay though, so I've left those. But everything else, I'm just going to do a fresh start. So I'm going to start filling the green bin now and just generally have a bit of a tidy up because it's the first warmish day where I fancied it, to be honest. We're back from the Cotswolds. We also went to London the day after the Cotswolds for some meetings for work. As you can see, I'm back. And on the way out, we stopped at RH England, which I recorded some clips for to show you because I was so impressed. I wanted to go for absolutely ages and it was so much better than I expected. The old house, like stately home that it's in, is just insane. Like one of the most beautiful buildings and properties I've ever seen. The views were incredible. I can imagine in summer when you can have the pizzas outside, the wood-fired pizzas, it's just so nice. So I'm definitely going to go back. All the furniture, the setups, the inspiration. Also, the family that used to own it, it's so crazy. I watched a YouTube video once about them. I didn't know that they owned that. They had this crazy eccentric house and their decor was wild and it was full of, what are they called? Taxidermy, like life-size animals, which is a bit weird, but anyway, they were the most eccentric family you've ever seen, and there was a picture of them in Aynhoe, because obviously that is the property that they used to have, and I remember watching that video years ago, so it's weird that it was that, but they left some of it the same, which was also interesting. The juicery was so nice, just everything about it is just like, the art direction of it is incredible, so I definitely recommend going there. And even though the furniture is so expensive, it's still just great for inspiration, and obviously these days you can find dupes of everything. You can find vintage things, you can buy secondhand, so I find like going to stuff like that is just always so refreshing. Yeah, I've really loved it. But yeah, then spent a day in London, so that was nice. Now I'm back and just really got so much work to do, so catching up on work, but I want to basically go through everything that we're gonna be doing in the house this year. So I have a notes that I just constantly have going for like stuff that still needs to be done, because I just find it easier to write it down. And this weekend, so tomorrow, we are basically, I know that the greenhouse-based saga is getting really tedious at this point, but we thought it was finished, and then anyway I got in touch with the company who I bought the greenhouse from, and it turns out it needs to actually, I thought it had to be the same size as the base, and then the big things you screw in go out on the outside of the slab. Turns out they go through the slab, so we've got to make the base bigger. So we're going to finish that tomorrow. It's literally just a row along one end of small slabs and another row, so it's fine. Like, we know what we're doing now at least, and it means when we build it we won't come into any issues. So I think by next month I'm actually going to have a greenhouse, which feels wild to say because it feels like it's been in the box since June. So that's the first main thing. We're also having our front door fitted next week, so that's also going to be huge because I think it's just going to make such a big difference. And obviously there's 2 huge holes above it now where we had to like check what was above and stuff, and it's just pretty unsightly. So that will be a massive difference in here, and also not to mention the heating. That's going to be a big difference, I think. We need to finish all the skirting boards, and then once the skirting boards are finished and painted and everything else, we can seal the crittle doors as well, because they're also not sealed at the bottom. So I think at the moment we're like swimming upstream when it comes to, in terms of heat in this house. It's fine most of the time because I think the walls are so thick it retains the heat, but when we're getting this like super cold snowy weather, like it's so difficult to keep this house warm, sorry. So those are the 2 like practical things first. My dad is actually on the way here today because the tumble dryer keeps tripping outside, and our new spare room light, I can't remember if I've shown you that or not, so I will show you that, isn't working. There must be a loose connection, so there's a few bits of electrics that need to be done today, but that's just practical things like imminently. But for the general year, the things on my list are building the wardrobes. So we had the IKEA wardrobes done, but I want to build those in, and I had a sample of a paint colour from Paint and Paper, is that what it's called? And it's like a deep burgundy, because I think that bedroom, whilst each individual piece of furniture I love, it looks like loads of furniture in a room. It doesn't look like a room that's been decorated, if that makes sense. So I think the wall colour needs to be warmer. I want like a taupey colour on the walls. I want the built-in wardrobes, once they're built in, to be burgundy or some kind of deep red, because I just think that space needs that. It looks weird being white. It's not a white room. It just doesn't give white vibes. I think like the shape of it, maybe, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Like, I like the white in here, it's the same colour, and I think this makes it look airy, but sometimes I think white can just look a bit stark, and I think that's what it does in that room. I'll put the inspo on the screen now of how I want to do the wardrobes, because I want to leave one end open for like perfumes and things like that. We really want to do the storm porch outside, so we want a wooden storm porch outside the front of the house, because the front of the house is very flat. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that, Seb's in the factory. So we have a big order of a new denim care kit we've done for Levi's, going out today, so it's all very stressful. But yeah, what was I saying? Then I went on to the storm porch. So the front of the house is very flat. It's like a traditional old end of terrace cottage, so I think it just needs some depth. It's so flat, and I think a wooden storm porch, even one, because I'm not sure, I need to get to the bottom of what you're allowed to do, because there's cobbles in front that I'm pretty sure are ours, so I think we can go into the ground with 2 wooden pillars, which I think I would prefer, but if not, we'll just go back into the house. But I would love to do that this year if budget allows, and redo the cobbles out the front. So that's something in spring that we really would like to do. We've got all the material for the new roof on the mudroom, the outdoor shed, whatever we're calling that. So that needs to be done. That's another thing this year. The edging between the lawn and the chip-ins, I don't know if you've noticed, but our chip-ins just stop. Then we have all this ratty old edging, and then the lawn starts. So we want to put like nice cobbles that match the ones we've done at the front of the gate along there. It's a job that me and Seb can do. Like, it's easy. It's just labour intensive, and it will take us a weekend and it's just not the right time of year. So that's definitely a job for this year. I would love to finish the mud shed and clean it up and seal it and make that like a much more, I use it all the time, it is usable, but like a real room. But I don't know if that will be this year. We just need to see, because all of these things, they sound really easy and quick when you write them down, but then when it actually comes to it in reality, obviously we all know it's a lot more difficult. So those are the big things, like outside and in the house, I would say. Obviously there's loads of things, like little bitty things, and just decorating generally, finishing stuff off. I want to change the curtains in the spare room, I don't like them. We're gonna get a shed to put on the back of the mudroom. Then we want to do a wooden bin store, so things like that. But generally, that's about it this year, I would say, for the house. Like, we have done a lot. When I look back for like the 1 year we've had this property, it's pretty crazy. I think I need to remember that and remind myself that. But in terms of growing, so I'm really starting to try and write a list of what I want to do and what I want to grow and what I don't want to grow. The greenhouse is going to be huge because I want to do cucumbers again, because I only got one good cucumber last year and I just think it wasn't warm enough, maybe. Well, although it was warm, I don't know. I just think it would be better in the greenhouse. Chilies, lemons, and I want to do more tomatoes. We had loads of tomatoes this year, but they didn't come until quite late, and I think that was again because I think they would do better in a greenhouse, and my mum started a lot of them off for me in her greenhouse. So I want to do lots of different types of tomatoes because we eat so many of them, and I just love tomatoes. So that's like, this is my tomato year, I would say. Less runner beans because we had way too many. My freezer is still full of them, and I don't even like runner beans that much. Like, they're fine, but I don't know why I just didn't know that you'd got that much from one plant, like wild. Don't need that many. So that's a lesson learned from last year. I've done the tulip bed, which I'm really excited about, and then once those are done, I will turn that into something else. So yeah, more flowers this year, even though I just don't know anything about growing flowers, and I feel like it's just a lot. I think growing vegetables seems to be a lot easier as a beginner, but we'll see. I want to try and grow some flowers. I just don't know how confident I am with that, but if they actually work, then I'll be very happy. So more flowers, less runner beans, loads of tomatoes in the greenhouse, cucumbers, chilies, lemons in the greenhouse. I want to try again with spinach and garlic. So if anybody has any tips for this, because weirdly, I think things that people tell me are really difficult to grow, I had loads of success last year. I just put them in the ground and they did really well, like maybe something about where we are, the soil we've got, God knows. But spinach and garlic, which everyone told me is like the easiest thing to grow, spinach especially, just didn't grow. My spinach would just stay really small and go really hard and tough and never grew big. It was odd. So spinach, I want to grow lots of because we eat it a lot. You can put it in everything, but I just couldn't get that to grow for some odd reason. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I need some help with that. I want to do more potatoes because we only did one succession last time, and I want to do several successions. So I actually planted some the other day, and I'm really annoyed because I wanted to show you and I forgot. I'm going to try and find a photo of it, but when we moved in, we dug up a potato. We found a potato under the patio. And then a guy who delivered some hedges to us, who is local and has had a nursery near here for about 60 years, told us that the man who used to live here sold potatoes from out, and that garden he grew onions and potatoes, and that's what he did for his living. And anyway, we found this, we kept finding little potatoes, so I planted one, and we got loads of potatoes from this one little one that I planted. They were absolutely delicious, like the nicest potatoes I've ever eaten. As far as potatoes go, unbelievable. So anyway, we got our last batch of those, I don't know, maybe like November or something. I put them all in the fridge, washed them all ready to go. And then we were eating them. We cooked these potatoes. I think we literally just like roasted them in a load of oil and some seasoning, not much because we wanted to actually taste them. We got so carried away with ourselves and were enjoying these potatoes so much that we didn't keep any. We ate all of them, and then we were absolutely gutted. We realised halfway through, Seb was like, can we plant one that's been cooked? I was like, no, I don't think so. Anyway, we were absolutely devastated. We thought that was the end. We thought we'd ruined this man's whole potato growing legacy, and it was all over. Anyway, I found the tiniest one. I dug for, can't even tell you how long. I found one tiny potato. I put it in the drawer for about a month, and it grew a sprout. So I've planted it, and watch this space because we're all just praying that it survives and I get some more. My camera's about to run out, so I will be back later to finish this conversation. Saturdays really just hit differently when we're in the cottage and the sun's beaming through. We've come a long way since our little flat, haven't we, Jaxie? I've just been to Booths because I did the rookie mistake. I don't know if anybody else does this, where you do an Ocado shop, and somehow, I think it's something to do with like the way they've done it, it's so annoying. You have to like, they show you all the offers, don't they? They show you all the offers as you're checking out, and you go through like 5 pages of offers, and then I did it, I used to do it all the time, and then I've been really conscious not to now, and then I did it again, where I don't click checkout, so I've spent like
20 minutes putting everything in my basket, getting everything I need, and then I don't check out. So this morning I thought all week I had an avocado coming at 11 because we've got friends coming over tonight and I'm making a mushroom lasagna, and you need like exotic mushrooms and porcini mushrooms and all these different things and dried whatever mushrooms and blah blah blah, like quite niche ingredients. Anyway, I did the whole thing, woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I'll just double check there's nothing missing. I hadn't even ordered the avocado, nightmare. So I had to go to Booths. It probably cost 20 quid more than it did on avocado. Didn't get like the stuff that I actually wanted, but never mind, first world problems. So I'm just unpacking everything, having a coffee, and Seb's just gone to B&Q to collect the stuff for the greenhouse, and then he's gonna go out and start cracking on with finishing the slab. I'm gonna have a big reset of the house and then get ready for our friends to come over, so I'll catch up with you soon. We're also thinking we might bring the fire pit out to here later, just so that when we're stood around in the kitchen having drinks and stuff, there'll be a nice fire just outside, because we were going to go and sit around the fire pit, but I still just think we're not quite there yet. It's too cold. It's nice and dry today though, so I thought, you know, a little bit of ambience outside, I think that'd be a nice vibe. So I need to convince Seb to bring it over. Jack's been on a big walk this morning. He's literally falling asleep down here. You've had a nice morning, haven't you, Jaxie? Is it breakfast time? He loves Saturdays. I think Saturdays are his favourite day of the week. Finally got a sunny Saturday. So, this is the last time you're ever going to hear me say that Seb's doing the greenhouse base. This time next week we will have a greenhouse, won't we, Jaxie? And I'm finally finishing the pickets, so a very productive day. I think we're going to feel very smug about ourselves this afternoon. Everything's looking good. Is that right there?
Yep.
Good job. Done.
Well done.
Let's take this off now. Finally.
Doesn't that look better?
Yeah.
Oh, looks loads better.
Jax doesn't have a job to do, or it's not warm outside. He gets so bored in the garden. He'll just sit here now. But then if we let him in, he'll just sit and watch us out the window, so who knows what he wants. Weird little guy. Well, I can't quite believe it, but it's the last night of this. A barn gate for a door. Even with this, it is just absolutely freezing. You can probably hear the wind. And these will be filled, this ugly wire will be gone, and we'll have a nice, fresh new front door. And there won't be hooks on the back, so we won't be tempted to do this either. Excuse the bins, I've just brought them out, but look at the difference. Good morning, everyone. So, as you can see, the front door was finally fitted. I wasn't sure if it was gonna make it into this video or the next one, but I can't believe the difference. When we came down this morning, well, Seb came down to make a coffee. He said, usually when we walk downstairs, it's so cold downstairs compared to upstairs, and he came down and it was just warm. It's so bizarre. I feel like I'm gonna quite kind of miss the cold mornings, to be honest, but other than that,
it's so much better. It's even quieter in here. It's bizarre, but yeah, I knew it would make a difference, but I didn't think it would make this much of a difference. The room looks bigger, everything, it just looks so nice. So I'm very pleased with that, and I think that's where I'll end this video, because I'm going to start recording the next one very soon, because we have something very exciting happening, and I think you can all probably guess what that is. So I'll see you in the next one that's going to be very much themed around that. Bye.